If you are a benevolent, decent being in this universe and you happen to be logging on live here on YouTube Live at Blooming Light, at Blooming's Tribe, then you're logging on. I want to say I honor you. If you are a returning viewer, follower, subscriber, operating from decency, then I honor you too for watching and being a part of Blooming Light, Blooming's Tribe. And today, the original air date is, I want to say it's Tuesday, September the, if I'm not mistaken, it's September the 30th. I think, yeah, September the 30th, 2025. And it is approximately 9:30 a.m. Central Standard Time in the U.S., specifically Beaumont, Texas. Okay, so I think the title says they want to be discovered. And I think it's got LOL, and then it's got like emojis, crazy ones, clown emoji, shit stain emoji, um, devil emoji. Um, and listen, the reason I'm putting that there for a reason, because this is about karmic energies. It's about people who, on a collective scale, if this is resonating with you or someone you're thinking about, these are the individuals that just won't quit. These are the individuals that the collective didn't even know. That's the fascinating thing about most of these stories, in terms of secret competition that they don't even know about, or just they too busy in their own world. They don't even be knowing. They don't be running in certain circles, so they don't have no clue about, whoever is the millionaire, billionaire, whatever. They just be doing them. And so, collective, chances are this is about you if you're a social media content creator. And I'm only saying that because of the cards, some of the cards I have here, okay? But before we get into that aspect, I have a surprise. Okay? I have a surprise. And so this is kind of it's going to be a little bit mixed message that may or may not even be related. So I'm going to show you all something here. And I said I was going to come on with proof. I have to do that every so often, because y'all know how this shit is. Yeah. Y'all know how it is. In this case, not the proofs that you all are thinking about. That has to be, some of this stuff, has to be reserved. I'm still trying to figure out my way through what I can and can't. It's delicate. So I'm like, some stuff might have to be reserved for the filing, the RICO. Because there I can give everything, because it's pertinent information for them to do what they have to do in the background. So I don't know yet. Some stuff I could share, but this is a surprise. This little piece, okay, this little smidgy, okay, it's just a small little smidge that I'm going to share. Now, this is going to be, most of y'all out there, if you're a targeted individual or you know stuff about this, okay, you know about community organized harassments, you know about the fusion centers, and because a lot of people think it's a myth. They think it's hocus pocus, conspiracy theories, paranoia. A lot of people have a lot of opinions because it's just not something that they have had to live, okay? But if they would research it, that's what's funny to me, because all it takes is, don't be lazy. All it takes is stop swallowing information as absolute without doing your own personal due diligence, at least trying. Because, yeah. Okay, so, because they'll find it. They'll discover, like, no, this is actually not, it ain't a theory, it's not a scheme, it's a thing. And with that comes the hacking into the technology of whoever the target is. In this case, it's a little convoluted because if you all are in rural areas or small towns, then it's like those folks, you know, whoever the leaderships or the authorities are there, they have a little bit more access than they should. And so, in other words, their personal agendas, see where I'm going with this? Not so much there's really no legitimate reason for that. There's a such thing called due process, whether or not whatever they're claiming, if they're trying to claim that you all are some kind of extremist, whatever, fascinatingly enough, that's actually what they are. That's the part I laugh at. Because, again, there's like these programs like that's supposed to be put in place in case of somebody being like radical extremist groups and, you know, things like that. But they themselves are the extremist groups. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, you know, that's kind of the oxymoron, isn't it? You're on a watch list because, air quote, you need to be watched. Meanwhile, they stalking, doing crazy shit. Anyway, I digress. So you get on this list, which as a byproduct, then there's allotments of money, because a lot of people don't understand all of this. Okay, well, okay. There's allotments of money, government. Okay. But it's programs. That's how some people got that's how they got a job, bitch. Otherwise they wouldn't have that. There's these programs. Okay, they're funded, and so they have actual apps that's used for their employees for their list of targets. Okay. They're all on this app. Okay, this is one of the reasons why they can strategically do the things in which they do so quickly, because it's not just one person on foot simply following somebody around. Okay. Now, they give these people vehicles. They give them gift cards. Okay. They pay their rents. If the individuals have any kind of a rap sheet or criminal charge or anything like that, probations or anything like that, then they get like, you know, they get special Scooby snacks for that. Like they get some, you know, some of the time possibly reduced, or you know, they make all of these deals. Okay. The hackers, okay, the aspect as it pertains to the hackers, because once again, it's not just the surveillancing, which is already a federal offense, violating these targets, privacy, human and civil rights, but beyond the surveillance, okay, when it is being used for a personal agenda, and let's just say for shits and giggles that it's, you know, estranged, bitter, salty, jilted ex-lovers, or exes of exes, estranged, bitter, salty relatives. You see how it all smushes in together. Okay, because this is the point of it. This is why the cult leaders that are somehow connected to the collective in some way, it's why they sought what they sought for this very reason. Mm-hmm. Okay. And so what they do is they recruit all the bitter, estranged friends, relatives, families, exes, radical groups, anything that they can to be a part. Okay, that's what this is. Cleverly disguised as, we think they need to be put on a watch list because we think they're a radical, even we think they're an extremist group. How? The collective. How? How? Can't nobody say nothing because it ain't nothing they can say. Everybody's got an opinion. What facts do they have? None. Absolutely none. They're already being reviewed, by the way. They just don't know it yet. Now, or let's just say they know it, but they just don't know. They really don't know. And it's meant to be that way. The investigators that are honorable in this, not the trash ones, the ones the ones that are honorable, they ain't gonna let up. They ain't gonna give them a clue. They're well trained. They ain't gonna be like, oh, okay, well, thank you. All they're gonna do is, okay, well, thank you for your answer. They ain't supposed to be saying. I'm like, why do people even think that? They're not stupid. They're not stupid. They're not taking my shit at face value or nobody else's. They gonna gather the damn data and do research in the background. So the hackers, let's talk about that. So the hacking, we've already talked about the cloning of devices, the mirroring, the cloning. Hackers and techies understand this aspect, okay? Okay. So the tapping into the device, what this means is they can be in your device and actually be moving shit around and do shit in real time. They have access to view anything in your device, okay? And or your accounts that's connected to the device. So, and I'm gonna show y'all something here in a minute. This is gonna be fun because I said I have a surprise, so I'm gonna give you a demonstration, okay? So let's say they wanna know if you're talking to somebody. See, this is what's coming out in this investigation, by the way. Shh. Now, let's say they want to know if you're talking to somebody. Who are they talking to? Because, everything is on our phones, mostly, until some of us start getting slick and we start doing some other stuff on the side. And once we discover what the fuck is going on, okay? But for the most part, everything is done on our devices. And who we're talking to, who we're reaching out to, everything, what we're searching online, what we're watching, all of it. I told the story about 3 years ago, maybe 4 years ago, close to 5 almost, no, 4 years ago. Before I left Nevada, and I remember I was laying on a bed, and I've been having iPhones for some time now. Okay, I think I transitioned from the Samsung Galaxies to the iPhone, I want to say back in 2017, and I haven't went back since. Okay, been on the iPhones, but so I was sitting there doing something one night. So, in other words, I'm paying attention. I'm painting a picture for you, okay? In other words, this means that I was actively focused onto the screen, Okay, not distracted, not I'm looking over here and I'm combing my hair and putting on makeup on. No, I was zoned in on and actively focused, okay, on my phone. Now, I don't know how this works on the back end of the hackers or those who have the access. Maybe they didn't think I was at that time. Okay. So I was sitting there looking, I was going through something, and I was like, did something delete, bitch? I was like, how I delete? Like I'm looking, I'm holding the phone, and I was like, Osiris, you're Osiris, you spoiled dude. Okay. I yabble too. Yes. And I know you're a protector. I know that. I know you. I know. Okay. I know. I yabble. Okay, but let Mother finish, okay? Okay. Or go play with him, brother. Go get your brother. Go help your brother. Say, brother. Go get him. I was like, I was like, is that deleted? Right in front of my eyes, a contact as I was in that same area. Maybe they didn't think I would be in that area because you're not doing everything all the time. So maybe they didn't think I was going to be maybe technically in that area at the time. You see what I'm saying? So I just so happened to be in that area, and I wasn't clicking on nothing. It wasn't a slip of the finger. You've had to be there to see why I was like my eyes stretched big. Because I was like, how the fuck some shit, bitch? Delete this motherfucker. And I was like, no. And then I went back and looked in there again. I was like, that's crazy. And I was like, no, that shit happened. It's deleted. That shit was deleted. Now, why am I sharing this? Because this has been happening. For those that are thinking that this stuff is new to happening to the collective, it's not. It's just become more pronounced. It's become more advanced and more involved and increasing because they have not been successful with their original goals and intentions and plans pertaining to me. Okay? And for that reason, they have had to go to this magnitude, where we're at now. But this has been happening. Okay? So, they give these people access, the hackers, especially if they have proximity. I know that this could be done no matter where you are, obviously, because it happened back then. But especially if they have proximity. So some of these people, because if you're in with some crooked cops, crooked anybody in the government. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I saw them the other day. I'm catching them. Mm-hmm. Yes, I did. Now, let's say I'm about to give a demonstration. Y'all are about to see something for yourself. I'm just giving you the prelude because I'm going to show you. Let's say they're bothered that their spells aren't working. For those of you who know that they've basically have a whole cult of witches and warlocks, closet ones in some of y'all's cases, no doubt. But nonetheless, witches, warlocks, wizards, sorcerers, all of them, bitch. Right in the vicinity of you doing shit around the clock. Preferably, they do it around the clock, and they have different people doing shit in proximity to you around the clock. But especially at night, late at night, and in the early morning. Okay. And let's say, since they discover that you all are, you're putting up your protections, you're doing the things to assist your own energy and vibration, because you have accepted the reality of what you're dealing with. So let's say that's what they're upset because they feel like their spells aren't working the way they used to, or whatever the case may be, and so they decide, let's see if we can then interfere or interrupt that. And then maybe, because they think that that's all of the protection. They don't get it yet. Okay, they still don't get it yet, and that's okay. But this is some of the train of their thought processes. Oh, okay. So we do know that they listen to frequencies, and they put headphones on their kid, and they listen to frequencies and they go to sleep, or early in the morning they'll get up and put the frequencies on for them. So maybe if we can disengage it or interrupt it long enough, maybe we can get something to stick instead of bouncing off, or somehow being rerouted, like doing it and then it just seems to flop, or doing it and then it's rerouted. So maybe we can do that, and then we can get to stick, and then we can get the collective in anger. Then we can make them miserable, and then we can make them wild out, so we can get some narcissistic supply. So we can get some narcissistic supply, so we can feel accomplished, and so we can feel like we're making them look how we want them to look, because that's a part of the bullet point itinerary that our leader and out of that desperation comes sloppy. Here we go. Bear with me. Okay. Oh, let me do this real quick. Just bear with me. I'm doing some modifications. It's going to be good. I'm trying to see if it lets me. Maybe not on my son's. My son has, I think, his is an iPhone 13. 1 second. Nope, so it won't let me do it. So I'm just gonna have to roll with it, and we're gonna just do it like this. Okay. How do you? Hold on. I'm going to try to see if I can get you all without it being too, okay, hold on, Osiris. I'm recording my device here. It looks a little blurry from here. I'm trying to see if I can. So what am I showing you? Okay, let me get into that. My phone is an iPhone 15 Pro Max, which is the device that's recording his device. Okay. Um, there's no issues with it. Okay, I'm just throwing some stuff out there. Okay, technology has issues and tweaks and all that. I get that too. So keep all that in mind. But however, these are things that I've never experienced with it. Okay, so it continuing to stop. Okay, like somebody paused it or stopped it over and over and then even changed it without me even touching the phone. Okay, without me, my hand being near it, on it, hoovering, none of it. Okay, constant. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, that's, you see what it's doing? That's not me. As you can see, my hand is not on the device. I wanted it to be that way so it can't be like, oh, maybe it was just a sleight of the hand, or maybe it's so sensitive you hoovered over it, with technology being the way it is now. So I wanted it to be clearly seen that my hands are nowhere near the device. They're desperate. I'm also sharing this for the investigators. I mean, I know that I'm under investigation as a part of the investigation. You know, I have to be looked at and everything else. So, which means they're watching my social media. So, there you go. Because see, people are going to lie. Investigators know that. They just go through their steps. Okay? People are going to lie. We don't know what you're talking about. No, no, we think they're crazy. You know, yeah, no, I don't know. Who? Yeah, I don't even know them. I only did it for like maybe 6 minutes and then like just decided to cut it off, like cut the devices off for a minute. They needed to see that too because they think, like I said, they don't get it yet. They do not get it yet. If that was my only defense or the collective's only defense or offense, whichever one it is, if that was our only protection, us and our children, we would have been dead. Do you understand? That's what people aren't getting. Because they're not the first ones who had the bright idea. They're not the first cult, they're not the first coven, they're not the first practitioner, they're not the first groups. That's what they just simply can't swallow. We would have been dead if everything was just weighed on a frequency, listening to a frequency. This is more so buffering. It's not here yet. So that, you know what I'm saying, we don't have to feel or the annoyance of all of that shit. I know. We're
the
waiting for that right
uncomfortableness.
now.
But if that was our only defensive protection, we would be dead. We would be dead. We would be, if not dead, damn near. The level and the weight of what's been sent to us. This ain't just been some little garage kitchen motherfuckers. This, is that it? Okay, yeah. Yeah, he on that stuff right now. He's got like a shit ton of energy. Okay, so anywho, that is something that they do on a regular basis. Some of this is also pertaining to like the psychological warfare. Okay, in this case, this was more about trying to see what we're listening to, what we're doing, and seeing if they could irritate that or stop that. Okay, because they're in desperation for their shit to work. Okay, for the little cult leader, or in some cases, it's just cuz at this point. Okay. Um, yeah. But this is also used as psychological warfare. If you want somebody to be driven crazy or to appear crazy, you do shit to stimulate that. Okay? In order to hopefully get the collective to gaslight themselves or doubt their reality, but certainly to get anybody else, to doubt them because of it. Because, people aren't aware that there is a technology, that there is a such thing, that people can do these things. So they would want to call this, oh no, we just think that they're, surface motherfuckers. We just think, they're just stressed. Yeah, it's, they're just stressed. And, we just really feel bad and they're just really stressed. Like, we just really think they know full well that all they know should be growing as they're talking, Because they also want the reputation. They're upset right now because it seems like something is turning in the collective's favor. The collective may not even know fully what that is at this time, because again, they are just focusing on trying to keep their energies clear, and they're working on their vibration and frequency, and they're preparing for all these things ending this year. They're preparing for moves, they're preparing for filing charges. They are, that's really what they're focused on. So they don't even know, the collective don't even know that in the physical. Okay, they may know something intuitively, but I'm saying in the physical, they don't necessarily know. But these people do. And that's what's bothering them too. Okay, because they know that the collective is, something is turning in their favor, the collective is being held in high honor, that the collective is going to end up getting something. I think some of them feel like the collective is going to get something. Okay, that's a part of why they're really zoned in on the phone. Let's see. Did they talk to everybody? Yeah. Some of y'all, if y'all get smart out there, let me tell you something. Okay, I told my son, by the time we get ready to go, none of these devices will be taken. None of them. Yep. And moving forward in terms of our accounts, pretty soon, like all of that's going to be shut down, all of it, because they're compromised. For right now, they have to be. But once we think, nah, shut it down. Google account. The only one that may stay running is the one with, of course, this YouTube here, but I won't be utilizing it in terms of like other than that. Yep. Because again, this is a RICO. This is racketeering. This is a total infiltration and violation. Period. Point blank. So now, I also got 911 message. Let me give you the other part. Remember, y'all, I said that this was going to be mixed, that I had a surprise and it was going to be mixed, and that they want to be discovered. So here's the thing, feminine. Let me show you. Some of y'all, they fucking with your kids so much because they think that, like, you know, looking at your profile, the information that they're getting from your trashy family, that's really, you know, because you don't really care about shit else. You know what I'm saying? And that most of you are pretty tough cookies. You can fade it. You can fade it. Okay? Yeah. So that's some of the reason why they come for your kid. They're destroying themselves. Yes, they are. Yeah. And anything that matters to them. Yes, they are. But they do that because they're wanting a trigger. They're wanting. I'm going to show you why I'm saying this. I'm telling you, this is the truth is. I'm telling you, is sick, is depraved. These people should be studied. I'm going to stand on that. I will stand eye to eye and toe to toe with anybody any day if I was granted the fucking opportunity. They need to be studied. All of them. Yes, sir. They lost their humanity if they ever had it. That's kind of what I believe. I'm like, I saw a video on YouTube where it was like, somebody said that it was like the narcissist is no longer human. Or what did it say? I forget what their title was. And I was like, what? Like, or something about they become and they're no longer something. And I was like, oh shit. Now, without trying to not be too judgy and labely, when I sat with that and just got technical, it made sense. Because many are out there asking questions that your humanity is never going to provide you the answer for. The humanity about some of you all out there is why you can't understand it, why it's hard to believe. But it's also what's blindsiding you too. There's an assumption that we're all the same, and we're not. And when you get tangled, removing your own emotion, I do this, and just look at it. And then ask the same questions that you're having such a hard time accepting the real answer. What must be for a being to be able to execute what these people have done? Period. It's not that hard. What has to be, especially as it pertains to children and the innocents, those that are,
targeting disabled people, elderly, you know, vulnerable population, stuff like that, especially, but anybody for that matter. However, especially the innocent. What has to be in the being? What has to happen to a being? And when you do that, it can help you to finalize. You're trying to appeal to something that they lost a long time ago. Whether you're religious or not, spiritual or not, whether you want to call it just unconsciousness, whether you want to call it their energies are off or their chakras, like anything and everything in between, whether you just want to call it, you know, people have a pervasive criminal level degree mental illness, whatever you want to call it. At the end of the day, when you go, okay, bottom line, especially in cases where it's repetitive, and you know, where this has become a state of life and being, so they lost their humanity a long time ago. For those that were human, for those that were not, some of the other shit. Accept that. And this is why, since I've accepted this, it's also why I don't, that empathetic compassion side to me reserved for like my son and people like him. That's what it's reserved for. Not these, whatever they are at this point. Okay? Because if a person's need for vengeance because they got their feelings hurt takes them to that level of a place, then I still stand on what I said. They need to be studied. If somebody's desire for money, wealth, claim, whatever, survival, we all deal with that type of shit in life. But if somebody's shit takes them there, they're gonna pay for that too, dum-dum. Good grief, these people need help. Well, no, they're beyond it. But back to what I'm saying. If it takes them there, they need to be studied. And it's a tragedy for them and their family in the making. They want to get to the collective so badly, they reduce themselves to assaulting their children. That's a depraved bitch and nigga all day, every day. I'm saying, it is. I don't care how fine they is either. I don't care. I don't care if they own half of Texas. Now, the anger, there's a righteous, pure anger that the collective is utilizing in the background. The program and the collective knows what these karmics have been trying to do with that. Now let's get back to what I was saying, the reading. They want to be discovered. Some of y'all social media content creators, and these are people that were stealing from you from the beginning. They were stealing from you. They were trolling you. They're following you. They're mimicking you. They were making money off of you in some way, shape, form, or fashion. Something recently, unbeknownst to the collective, could have changed as it pertains to whatever this is that they were wanting, what they were doing, whatever. Okay? And they're not happy about it. So the reason why they are amplifying, they're getting desperate, they're tapping into your phone. Some of y'all wonder, where was I going with all of this? Here we go. The reason why they're tapping into, their desperation of getting into your phone to try to interfere with whatever useful thing that you're doing to help yourself, and while they're getting new people to come and, whoa, bitch, let's bring 5 hoes over here so we can do spell work all night, motherfucker. And, the reason is because of this right here. Something is done for them, for some of them. But it's people that was stealing from you. It was people that was violating you. It was people that was coming against you in some kind of hazing shit. Whatever the fuck that is. Hunger Games, bitch, I don't know. So they're upset, okay? Because they need you to stay in this energy over here so that they don't have to be. But they're currently in this energy. Okay? They're grouchy, they're miserable, and they're fucking annoyed. Okay? They feel grouchy and miserable, annoyed because they need you to be grouchy, miserable, and annoyed. And for whatever reason, something is shifting where you're able to alchemize. It's not that you're ignoring things. It's not that you're not handling it or that you're pretending it. It's just that you're being assisted in some way to alchemize what they're doing. Okay? That allows you to more easily, it ain't easy altogether, but more easily align to your true energy. Okay, which is this: they can't make you, you ain't under pressure. They want you to feel pressured and angered by their trolling, by their, right? Everything that you're doing here. Okay. All of this was supposed to silence you, or it was supposed to, if not silence you, then it was supposed to just keep you more so in this energy so that people would believe the opposite as they attempt to continue to cloak in your energy. People not knowing that they're throwing a shit ton of spells on you and your kids, or, following you around, making noise all times of the night. You know what I'm saying? That kind of shit. Putting weird shit on patios and doors and, blase, blase. Entering your premises in some cases. Yeah, I know. So, yeah. And the reason why I say they may have been a creator themselves, because I have social media weirdos over here. Oracle in the reverse, get fucked, focused, annoyed, and upset and bothered. I think they're bothered that you're focused, or that people are not focused on them or focused on you. I have podcasts coming in the reverse. Again, these are people that was trying to get you to stop creating, or to, to shut down your stuff here. These are people that was saying y'all was crazy. Okay? Because you all were speaking the truth about what people are doing. And something could have came out that, in fact, you were telling the truth. And it says here that the feminine understands that she's not crazy. People wanted you to think you were crazy, but you know better. You're an empath, so that means you can feel when people are playing in your energy. Heavy projection. And spell work. They wanted your emotions all over the place. So right now, their emotions are all over the place. Feminine knows that's what people have been doing to her. Fuck with her kid. That'll get her upset. Yeah, and it'll get you some shit that you ain't gonna want to happen. That's the fuck. Hey, I am a mother. See, I find this fascinating about the world. It's like I'm a mother. And I'm glad that I'm not a depraved one like the ones I came from. I'm glad. I'm honored. I'm honored. Because I got a spine. I'm honored. Because my life, what I've lived and suffered and all those things, I have the cognizance, I got the fucking sense in my goddamn upstairs region. Been doing the work. I got the sense to understand, did the work, doing the work, remembering that that ain't his fault. I ain't no crazy weirdo kidnapper lady bitch and shit. Crazy. Anywho. So, yeah. Now, feminine, I don't know what this is. It says irreconcilable differences, divorce. Maybe this is just to do with an end of some type of a contract. If it's not a marriage, okay? Or maybe it's a committed relationship. But there's been some kind of ending pertaining to relationships in these people's lives. Okay. They could also be upset that they can't penetrate. That's why they were like playing with your technology, because, you know, they can't, they could be being blocked, their gifts, their third eye or something like that, but they're bothered that you see the fact that they're trying to bother you. The fact, you see what I'm saying? What they're doing in your crown chakra, your third eye. Okay? And also with this, I told you, there is some type of a rerouting or a ricochet effect or something. And so they're getting pissed about shit coming back, but yet they continue to do shit. I think that is equal to the definition of insanity. Actually, I'm going to rephrase that. I'm going to rename it. It's the definition of out of sanity. Because continue to do the same thing, continue to attack somebody over and over again, going to different practitioners, different types of spells, continuing to conjure entities, continuing to attempt to poison, continuing, you know, to get attempt to trap up and ambush, and continuing to do it even when shit didn't already start happening. And then be mad. This is out of sanity. It's out of sanity. They're continuing on. So, and it's going to continue and continue and continue and continue. Okay? Yeah. And it was a 911. And so I was like, well, why is this considered a 911? To me, I'm like, this ain't 911 worthy. I saw 911 today. and I asked, what was it pertaining to them? Okay, I already know what they're doing towards the collective constantly. But I'm like, why is it that for them? Why is this considered an emergency? And the thing that came out, it was to do with you being relaxed, which is weird because it said feminine is pouring into herself, her children, which means you're just simply loving on yourself. You're taking care. You know that you're in the midst, you and your children are in the midst of Coke Town, bitch. Huh? Weird. You know that your trashy family, okay? Government, exes, you know what I'm saying, sacrificed all to some entity, bitch, and to some weirdo children of the corn. So you're simply, it ain't even nothing big, collective. It ain't even like that. You're just simply following your inner guidance and doing what you can to pour in. And that's intelligent. You're around a bunch of hate. You're around a bunch of people that's trying to fucking booby trap and all that shit. You know they off as two left shoes. Because again, who the fuck does that kind of shit? Except for the depraved of mind. I don't care how fanciful they look and what jobs they got. Something wrong. Okay? So you all are just doing that. And to them, that's a 911. 911, it says this has created karmic strife. Then it says something about gossip. Because I was like, okay, so they pissed about shit. I've been being gossiped about my whole goddamn life. Welcome to Earth. It says the gossipers will be gossiped about. And this is their lesson. Because again, these people was clowning more than a little bit, honey. Clowning, behind your back, no doubt, but clowning more than a little bit. Okay, whoop. And it could have something to do with them. That was the last card that I got. Haters, ops, spies, liars, cheaters, con artists, criminals, drug addicts. I forgot one word. I think I'm going to put whores. Loose. Maybe it's because they can't keep you. They can't keep you there. Yeah, it bothers you. It can have an effect, but you're being helped to alchemize this quickly. Okay? They can't get you to stay there. They can't get you to give up on yourself or your life. And this is why this is done. It says they're being triggered. It says name, card, place. Insatiable is going into the reverse. Yeah, and they're in denial. They're not facing the truth here. Okay? They think something is not over, but it is. Okay? And for some, it's like people who don't learn their lesson here. Okay? And keep at the same shit. They keep trying to hide shit. They can't accept that something is done. Okay? So, with that being said, let's do this. And then I'm going to go. My boys are pulling on me here. Okay, so there we go. I just asked collective, these people that are doing all of this, what we just discussed in this whole discussion, because I do have to get going. I think I've been here for an hour and a half, and or close to it. And so I asked, what's gonna happen, or what is happening, and will continue to happen? Something with their throat, possibly. For some of you, something's gonna happen to their throat. Oof. Something's gonna happen to their voice. Okay, for some of you, their throat chakra, which is their manifestations, but also like physically something may happen to these people's throat, their voice, their mouth, because of how they're using it. They may get busted in the mouth by somebody. They may fall maybe and like hurt their mouth or something. Oof. Or this could also mean like the truth and clarity, more of the truth and clarity about them is going to continue to be exposed as they are persisting. But this is what came out. The first card was the devil in the reverse. Okay. When I said what was going to happen, this is basically a return to sender. This is basically a ricochet. So the entities that they continue, that they're obsessed with sending, will be sent to them. The burdens, this abuse here, this abuse, trying to abuse you and your children, with burdening you all with all of this spell work and all of these assaults and all of these attacks, okay, is going to be ricocheted onto them. 10 of Wands in the reverse. The Knight of Cups in the reverse, this is to do with endings, no forward movement, no happiness, those emotional energies, infernos, marine entities, whatever it is that they're fucking playing with is going to be ricocheted to each of them, okay? This Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. So this could be a lot of younger people that is going to be getting this energy. They're going to experience blockages, regression, and it's going to cause them to get sick. It is going to cause some of them to regress and get sick. Okay. Then the Six of Wands is in the reverse. So this is going to continue to create losses for them. It's going to continue to create dishonor and more loss as they persist. This is what's happening next. So them being able to touch penises or vaginas here to get shit ain't gonna happen, honey. And it's gonna be a tower. They're actually about to experience, I said, what's next? A tower. They're gonna get another tower. Another one. Yep, because they keep sending entities to you and your children. They're obsessed and they won't stop. So what's not going to stop is their losses. That's what I asked. What's not going to stop is them, and some of these are young people, being affected. This is going to be breakups, loss of friends, because people are going to start to see more and more that they're a control freak and something's really wrong with them. They got some kind of attachments. They got some kind of entity that has possessed them full throttle. They gone. Lights on, ain't nobody home. People are going to break loyalty and friendship with these people. They may get stolen from. People are going to stop holding them in high honor. They're going to stop paying them any fucking attention. They're going to see them as a fake, fraud, toxic motherfucker that's obsessed with abusing people and burdening people. When they can't get their fucking way. When people don't want nothing to do with them. So some people are going to wise up like, it ain't wise for me to fuck with you because you're the kind of motherfucker. change their mind. You trying to kill bitches and niggas. Ain't nobody trying to deal with that. Nobody trying to deal with that kind of shit. Nothing is guaranteed in this life. Shit happens. But these are people who apparently cannot handle that. It takes them here. We win some, we lose some. Sometimes stuff go our way, sometimes it don't. Sometimes stuff is just and fair, and sometimes it's not. The collective know that. And we seek to handle it in an appropriate manner as best we can. But we don't get on no whole, I done turned into Freddy Krueger, bitch. And I done turned into the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, dude. The Friday the 13th is like, damn, bitch, which one are you? Which one are you? What are you? That's what the collective was. Like, what did you say? Because, you know, you got so many, I don't know what. You know, by day you're pure and shit. You're flying none. At least that's what you're trying to convince people. But then you're over here sacrificing babies and kids. So, like, help us out. What are you? Which one are you going to be, bitch? Okay, now for the collective. Okay, let's wrap up. So, because I've been here an hour and a half. So, that's what's about to happen to them. And that's what's going to continue. I asked what's happening, about to happen, and will continue to happen as they persist in this bullshit. Okay? People are going to really start to see some of these folks as the burden that they are. And how they're people who like to project, because the 10 of Wands is in the reverse. That's a projection. That's heavy projection work next to the devil in the reverse. That's heavy projection. Their wounds, their traumas, their pain. Their insecurity, their toxicity. For the collective here, the good shit for the collective. While this is simultaneously happening, these people doing this shit, what is the good shit? The good shit is, it looks like whatever this shit is that they're doing is not working. With this King of Wands reverse, Knight of Pentacles from a different deck in the reverse, Death in the reverse. And yeah, they're being taunted with this Nine of Swords by Source or your guides or something like that with the Hierophant. They could be stressing out right now about some legal issues. I have 10 of Wands again in the reverse. You could be dropping burdens and being assisted here to help clear these burdens that these people keep playing in your energy. This could even be religious zealots, people doing their rituals and shit. It's being cleared. Yeah. It's being held back. Or whatever these people are doing because they don't want to give up something or have power and control over you. The good thing, yeah, it's being held back. Whatever the fuck they doing. Sickness, death, disease, being able to sacrifice you all, not happening. 10 of Wands in the reverse. Sagittarian energy, patience in the reverse. Hangman reverse. 4 of Pentacles. Clarify this 4 of Pentacles and how this is in the favor of the collective. Why is the 4 of Pentacles in the favor of the collective here. Ah, there's truth and clarity. The Ace of Swords is coming out in the upright. So what's working in your favor is the truth. The truth about what was held back from you, people trying to have power and control over you, something to do with what was hidden. For some of you, this could be the truth about people having voodoo dolls of you and your children because they didn't want you to have something. Yeah, the truth, yeah, the truth is working in your favor. What they stole, ooh-wee. Ace of Swords. Queen of Cups in reverse. There she is. You're religious zealot, somebody, bitch, a toxic motherfucker. This unloving motherfucker. Queen of Cups reverse. Yeah, what people were doing to you over and over again. Nine of Wands in the reverse. Over and over and over and over and over and over. Yeah, the truth about these weirdos. Your family. Four of Wands. Aries, Leo, Sag. Cult. Coven. Trying to sacrifice you to the children of the corn and shit. What's going on in your environment? The truth is on your side. And people are saying the truth and clarity about, because there's a lot of confusion around this with this Queen of Cups reverse. That's a highly manipulative cunt right there. That's an emotional abuser. This is somebody who's codependent. This is somebody who would be a bully and then they go cry. They'll be a bully and then in the dark, and then when something happens to them, then they'll go cry to everybody playing the victim kind of vibe. It's also like the slutty energy from the story of, for those of y'all who read Bibles, Old Testament, Potiphar's wife. Okay, that hoe, okay, was all up on Joseph and shit. Okay, and it was Potiphar's wife or somebody, bitch, was all up on his nuts. Huh? And he didn't want to do it. You know, she kept watching his ass. And she was trying to push up on him and make him be with her. Because she's all powerful, you know, because she is thus thou though. And he ran, according to the story. He ran, and as she grabbed at him, you know, she grabbed his jacket or whatever because he wanted to get out before he got caught. Before anything happened, he ran. And then all of a sudden the bitch faints and, you know what I'm saying, do this whole move. Oh my gosh, she called her officials. Help, I've been. That's these kind of hoes. Yep. This chaos, the Six of Swords is in the reverse, Queen of Cups reverse. Yeah, that it was your family. The truth is on your side about this chaos and conflict that, you know, they've created for you to try to get you stuck in a situation to like basically torture you and sacrifice you. Okay. Yeah, with spell work. Magician in the reverse. Now the truth is it's not working, or the truth is working on your side and something now is being returned. Magician in the reverse, Five of Wands in the reverse. There it is. this chaos and conflict, this strife, this contention, that they were trying to get rid of you because they looked at you, something like that. They didn't want you to have something or whatever. Yeah, Two of Cups reverse and the Sun. Somebody exposed them. That they didn't want you happy. They didn't want you to have love. You know, they wanted, yeah. They didn't want you to have friends. Like they were doing spell work and manipulating people around you. Now, this stuff is now being blocked. This siphoning, Knight of Wands in the reverse, it's being blocked. It's being pushed to them. They're getting sick for trying to stop your vibrancy, stealing your light. And doing this shit over and over again. Your family. Yep. Page of Swords reverse. Hiding the fact that they're stalking. Right upstairs. Aries. Queen of Wands. Yeah. They didn't like that you were building up your confidence here and win. Six of Wands in the upright. So this is attention whores that have to win at all costs. Secretly jealous. Yeah, attacking you. Seven of Wands. Because you're intelligent and speaking the truth. And cause motherfuckers to be defensive and shit. Children of the Corn. Justice is coming in for you here. I have Five of Wands in reverse. Justice upright. Emperor. Five of Swords in the reverse. Also, it's you have somebody defending you. You have some energy defending you. There's some kind of defense, or you're defending yourself and you're bringing balance. And it's coming out that this is why these people went over the top. All these people. They don't like you winning. They don't like you being held in high honor. They don't like that you're standing up for yourself. They don't like, you know what I'm saying? You were supposed to be that same 13, 14, 15-year-old girl that some of them knew. You were supposed to be, you know what I'm saying, whoever you were a year ago. Most of us, we are not what people think we are. We are not who people think we are. We are not what we look like. And we are not what we sound like, and they're about to learn. Our restraint is wisdom and inner guidance and strategy. Shouldn't be mistaken for weakness. Yeah. Four of Cups in the reverse. Yeah, they were just taking your opportunities. And now the Page of Swords came in upright. So they're under investigation. So here's what's working in your favor. All of this is seen by people that ain't got nothing to do with them and they low toxicity. Other people of power and authority that ain't connected to none of their bullshit. So that's working for you. This could also be because you're speaking the truth. It is maybe somehow assisting the investigation with the Page of Swords, unbeknownst to you. Okay, yep. This High Priestess energy. There it is. You are in your own High Priestess energy, but it's also helping you to lead them to the secrets. These dark witches, warlocks, wizards, and dark secrets of families and stuff that people are denying, friendships. They think because they can lie like it's going to drop there. No, it ain't. This was poor investments. What they were doing to fuck up your, investments. Seven of Pentacles in the reverse, your plans. Three of Cups in reverse. Nine of Swords. Somebody got information that this was a plan to torture you. It was a plan to take from you. Anything that you get, anything that you got, to take from you. To try to somehow humiliate you. It's been revealed that they were doing shit possibly because you're a loving person. To you, your children, Ace of Cups, and then Seven of Cups. Offer it and then retract it. Page of Pentacles, hidden dishonor in the reverse, to stress you out, to make you sad. Three of Cups reverse. Stop investing. And that all of that was all a part of the plan. See, now they're looking deeper. They looking deeper now. Like, oh, this is a plan. This is an elaborate one. This was an elaborate one. All of it was a plan. Oof. They misjudged this situation. Yes, they did. They misjudged this situation. They caused people to judge you. They didn't want you to have any new beginnings. And in secret, they wanted people to misjudge you. Everybody. They wanted everybody near you. They did shit so that people would misjudge and ghost you. And it's because you're insightful with this hermit energy. And with this solitude, this is why they thought they could keep it a secret. They in the woods. They in Hicktown. We didn't cut them off. We didn't make sure we weren't their reputation and family. So if they do reach out to family, family's gonna be stupid. If they do reach out to friends of the family, they got their head so far up the ass. Let's see. Yeah, this is coming out. The devil. Yeah, that they was obsessed with making you all seem like this was you, collective, that you were some kind of a weirdo, that they actually are. That you was into this shit. Cults and, covens and conjuring of, and listen, to each his own. Collectives just, they're not into coming up in life by hurting and intruding. Okay, they're not into that. Yeah, but they were wanting you to look this way, but it's also coming out that it was them. It was them doing shit and secretly obsessed and addicted to chaining you and your children or whatever it is, or a lover even. A crazy narc. A narc, King of Swords reverse. That's a narcissist all day. That is corrupt enterprise leadership. That's mental illness. That's cruelty. For money. Paying people to basically be narcissistic for money. Good gravy God. Oh, so this is okay. So look, check. Even when people ain't narcissistic, follow. Ain't this some shit? But when the motherfucker that's paying them is a narc, that's why it's abuse by proxy. Doing spells on motherfuckers to be cruel to the collective. And then these people go and be cruel to the collective for money or an opportunity. And to steal. Ooh, to so-called get rid of the competition. And for some of you, because you all would not get into You're not jealous. You don't care about high school petty shit. You're not gonna do that. You're not gonna be trying to compete and fight and buy for shit. It's like either it is or it ain't, nigga. What? Nigga, what? And this is everything. It's like we're not doing that because you've been working on your self-worth. It's like, okay. Unlike the karmic, it's okay. It's okay. Whether this is family, friends, lovers, it's okay. Is it wrong? Does it hurt? Does it bother? Very well, yes, but it's okay. It's not the end of the world. It's not. And it's not the end of life and option. It's like, okay, what the fuck? I was living before I knew the motherfuckers. Now I'll be living after, nigga. What? Karmics be on that shit. Yeah, 7 of Wands. Yeah, you're being protected from this. The truth about these people attacking you and attacking you and attacking you and paying people to come and fight you and paying people to basically interrogate you and make you feel like you're constantly having to explain shit that a 5-year-old would fucking understand with ease. Six of Wands, yeah. What people wanted for attention, to win at all costs, is being revealed. The moon in the reverse. And now the wheel is turning in your favor because these people are doing this to turn the wheel in their favor, to control your destiny and to try to destiny swap with you and karma dump onto you. 10 of Wands in reverse, but you're dropping it. It's turning in your favor because you're gifted. Ace of Pentacles. These offers that people were getting, yeah, the truth is coming out about all of it. To betray you. 10 of Swords, they were offered shit to betray you, nigga. All of they hoe asses. All of they skankatronic ass. For some of you, this King of Swords could be a landlord. Like I said, King of Swords in reverse is a corrupt legal document, a legal official, communications, with the air element here. So it definitely could be to do with deeds, titles, contracts. Okay. But it could also be due to a corrupt official, whether they're air sign or not. Corrupt official, somebody who was cruel, cutthroat, shady acres, bitch. Okay? Anything for a come up, baby. Like I said, manager, landlord, law officer, somebody's relative, father, lover. Essentially, it's just corruption. People were paid. And for some of you, you could be a public figure, and it could be other public figures, again, with social media weirdos here. Queen of Swords. Because you're intelligent. Paid to cut you out of a wheel. 8 of Pentacles of reverse. Paid to get you out of work, to block your development. Paid to make you sick. Strength in the reverse. With all the burdens. To try to break your resolve. I remember a few weeks ago, I heard an energy. I didn't know because I was like trying to rest and do a clearing, but I heard an energy say,
Was it 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago? I'm gonna break you. I chuckled though. I think I even said something. Because I was trying to relax. I was like, okay, ooh, what is this shit, bitch? It's like, shit, ooh, lay down, bitch. And then it's like, I'm gonna break you. I said, really? I think I paused. I was like, really? We'll see. And what happened? Well, see, it's that thing. Some of them are possessed by that thing because I believe it's a deity. I think it's an entity that loathed me entirely, bitch. I know why it does too. I know exactly why it loathes me entirely. Too bad, so sad. Five of Swords in the reverse. Yeah. People are, you know, these blockages is being removed now. There are people that are really starting to like see some shit here. Like that was really sick and weak of all these people actually. Somebody could be telling the truth about it with this Five of Swords in the reverse and Two of Swords reverse. There it is, the Seven of Swords reverse, which is exposure. There is somebody that is telling. They couldn't handle it anymore. They're telling. They cannot handle it. Yeah. And they could be concerned. Yeah, Seven of Wands. They could have been concerned for themselves or their children or your children. Like these people are crazy. They need protection. Six of Cups. These people are crazy. They're crazy. They're crazy. The thing is on the bad alien, you know, and it took over the whole town, bitch. The narc then went to the town and infested this bitch. Listen, that's really how I feel. Collective, it may be you too somewhere. I believe that. Now, truth be told, it may have always been this way here, which could be why they wanted me here to begin with. You know, this state, this area, you know, whatever. But there's a part of me that wonders if it's because they infested it, the narcs that was after me. Because I guarantee you this, they've been doing spell work on everybody that they're in collaboration with. From the beginning. They've been doing spell work on every official, leader, and authority figure that they wanted to be compelled to them. I low-key wonder if they didn't fuck around, like it just got infested. They done came here, bitch. They done contaminated it. That's what I believe. Because it's like they're all on some kind of a unibrain. That's what I believe. They got taken over, and the thing that was on the head queen narc, the queen narc has jumped on all of their minions, especially anybody that they fuck. That's for damn sure. Anywho, if this res
Y'all keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing your clearings. Keep exposing, you know, these antics, and be wise. Continue to take care of yourself. This thing has been busted wide open. And because of all of this reckless behavior of theirs, because of all of this over the top desperate acts, and it has caused this case to go under further review. That happens to work in your favor.